Hello guys, Seager Live. So today we have my week 3 MPL game versus Seager. I decided to bring Dark this week. Dark is really underrated right now. Kind of beats a lot, especially if you run like Curse Muck. Um, Honestly, if you're gonna run Dark, run Curse Muck. The thing that held Dark back was the fact that you can actually lose the fairy. Not that you can actually lose fairy. Well, it's that fairy was hard. Even though you have like Scarf Greninja and potential Assault Vest Muck, it was still really like tough to beat it because Muck gets worn down between Diamond Storm and Moonblast from Diancie, Zoom Realm spamming Clay Up, stuff like that. And Curse just gives you recovery and it sweeps the entire team with very little effort. So yeah, it's really good and really underrated right now. Seager decided to bring water, and you think this matchup is not that great for me because he has Specs Keldeo and I can't really break Talk Specs that well. But the problem is that all his defensive answers to like Sableye and such give me basically a Draco, which claims one every single time if I weaken Talk Specs a little bit. And Keldeo doesn't really break me because my Sableye can just live a Hydro if I want to, and I could knock it off. My Muck can actually outstall Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump does like 52% to Muck, and I can just spam recover until he misses or something like that. You could also, if you're at a good enough amount of HP with Muck, you can just knock off Keldeo, recycle spam, and then you beat it 1v1. So this mod is really gross right now, and like Dark is really underrated right now. Anyway, start this off. I have it at normal speed, right? Yep. Okay. Oh, holy crap. Okay, so Seager's gonna lead off with his Rotom. I'm gonna lead off with my Sableye because I want to get my Mega Evolution immediately. And if he wants to lead off with Keldeo, I could potentially knock it off. If he goes for Hydro, I don't know if I would have wanted to take it. I think I probably would have just went Muck and clicked Recycle. So I'm gonna Mega Evolve and just click Knockoff. I could have clicked Will-O-Wisp as well, but I didn't want to be forced to knock off his Pex into Bunker and then take a poison. So I'm gonna knock off his Pex here, and then now I'm gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp as he's gonna fish for a Skull Burn. Gonna burn him because knocking off his item and the burn means that my Dragon can just drop a Draco and kill everything. Because Draco does I think it does 70. I think it does 82 max or something like that, like 82 max. So yeah, all I gotta do is weaken his Pex a little bit, and then bring in my Hydra, and then click Draco basically. I'm gonna bring in my T-Tar because I wanted to try and get up rocks here if I can. The burn, he gets a burn, but it doesn't really matter. Look at Skull doing 13. Doesn't really matter. If I was him, I probably would have gotten up a T-Spike here. But yeah, so he's gonna give me rocks here for free basically as he goes out into a Swampert. I'm gonna get at my rocks. I do live in Earthquake with my Sableye plus Sand, so it's pretty safe for me to go into my Sableye here as he's gonna go for Stealth Rocks in case I guess I want to stay in or whatever. I guess if I want to go Mana Buzz or something. So I'm just gonna knock off here as he goes out into Toxic Specs. I think here I go Hydreigon. Yeah, here in case he wanted to like go for anything that wasn't recover, I can get him my Hydra. And if he doesn't, I don't really lose anything because I'm not even taking Sand because that was the last turn of Sand. So gonna bring in my Hydra here as I'm gonna go back into my Sableye as he's going to recover. I guess predicting me to go for a Draco. I'm gonna knock off here with my Sableye because I just wanted to put him in range of Draco so I can claim one. So I'm gonna go into my Hydra here as he goes for a Scald. Does not get the burn, so now he has to pick one because Draco kills Specs at that range. So he gives me Rotom, which is nice because that means that I keep up rocks for the entirety of the game. So that means Hydra is gonna always be a threat. So he goes out to Greninja. I'm gonna go out to my Mandibuzz because I wanted to chip him down with U-turn so I can spam Dark Pulse later. I didn't think he'd Ice Beam personally, just because I have Muck and I have T-Tar as like really good answers to Greninja. So I felt like U-turn would come out, but he goes for an Ice Beam, and then it almost kills me. So that's actually Specs Greninja. I didn't realize it at this time. I realized it the turn after this. But yeah, that's a Specs Greninja, because only Specs would, you know, almost kill my Manibus there. So I'm gonna go into my Greninja because I wanted to keep up momentum, and then this is when I realized that he was Specs, because he did almost have. But yeah, I'm just gonna go into my Grand. I'm just gonna click U-turn, because if he wants to stay in, I can go into my Muck, or I can go into my T-Tar. If he switches out, I claim one with Hydreigon. So I'm gonna U-turn here as he brings out the Swampert. Now I'm gonna bring in my Hydreigon, and he has to pick one, because Draco, he's just within range, I think, of Draco. So he goes into Toxapex, takes the Draco, but not well. I'm gonna go out to my Sableye, because I didn't want him pivoting out into Swampert or Keldeo, and then I'd be in a bad situation. More so Keldeo, I guess, but then again, if he lost Specs, I probably won anyway. But yeah, Sableye just covered the Swampert as well as the Keldeo switch if we wanted to make those. So I'm gonna double out here into my Hydreigon, because I didn't think, if anything, you go for Earthquake. I don't think you Toxic or you get up Rocks or anything. If anything, you Earthquake or you go into Toxapex. So Hydreigon was just a fine play for me, as he makes a good read and go for Rocks. It was kind of ballsy, but I guess like he had to. But if he stayed in, like either way, staying in with Pert or going into Toxapex, that just gives me a kill with Hydreigon. So he gives me Sharpedo, which is really nice, because that would have been annoying, seeing as my Manibuzz was down. If he had like Ice Fang or something, that could have been a threat. I guess not even, because Muck would eat it up. So yeah, he's gonna give me Sharpedo. He's gonna bring out Greninja, and then here I'm gonna sack Manibuzz. And then I think he goes for Ice Beam here, and I think I go out to Greninja. Yup, and I know he's Specs, so I get off a free U-turn here as he goes out into Keldeo, which he has to, because if he goes down to anything else, it's gonna give Hydreigon a free kill. So I'm gonna U-turn here on the Keldeo. I'm gonna bring out my Muck here, and then here I'm just gonna go for the knockoff, because if he does choose to stay in the Secret Sword, I will beat him 1v1. So I'm gonna knock off the Swampert, and then here I think I'm gonna go. I think I go Sableye. No, I go T-Tar. I go T-Tar in case he wanted to double out into Keldeo. T-Tar was a fine play for me, because I can go for Protect, see what he wants to go for, and then I can either go out to my Sableye or I can click Toxic and just take the Hydro and die or whatever, and then just weaken him for my potential Scarf Greninja or my Hydreigon clicking Dark Pulse. So that was my thought process anyway. I guess I could have went Sableye there as well, but yeah. I'm gonna bring out my Hydreigon here if I'm not mistaken. No. I knew he'd. Okay. Let me go back. Okay. So he goes down to Toxapex as I go into T-Tar, right? So here, if I go out to Hydreigon, I get a kill immediately. So I knew he had to double into something to not let my Hydreigon come in. So I was like assuming that Keldeo would want to come out here, or even Greninja. More so Greninja, because that risks less than Keldeo, which I thought he was Specs Keldeo at this moment, but considering I saw Specs Greninja, I think he was the Lycan team, because Lycan brought something like this versus me in Seasonals. I think he might have just stole the team, or he asked him for it or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna click Toxic here as he goes out into Swampert. And I think I land, right? Yeah, I do land. So now here, I can pretty safely, I'm pretty sure I go out to Hydreigon here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I go out to Hydreigon, because I assumed you'd either Earthquake predicting Sableye to come out, or you double out into Toxapex, and he does double out the Toxapex. So I get a kill here with, I think Earth Power I go for here. Pretty sure I go for Earth Power. Dark Pulse, whatever, it doesn't really matter. I get a kill with literally any attack there, because everything is too weakened. I go out to my T-Tar, does this kind of a sack as he goes for an Ice Beam. Does not that much, to be honest, even though he's Specs. I'm just gonna, I think I stay in and go for a Rock Slide, Stone Edge, yeah. Because I don't think I would die to Ice Beam at that range, because I'm really, oh crap. Why do I keep scrolling every time I look through these replays? So I sack my Tyranitar to the Secret Sword. He spams Secret Sword, so I'm just gonna recover here, I think. yeah, as it turns out he's just gonna keep doing this, I guess. So I knock off as he reveals that he's Choice Scar, and that means he definitely can't beat me. So at this point, I was pretty sure the game was over. As long as I, not even as long as, no, because Cursemut can literally just win on its own. So he doubles down to Keldeo as I go for a Will-O-Wisp. Like, he's trying to make doubles to not let me go out to Hydreigon. But at this point, like, Cursemut already sweeps. I mean, it already swept. I mean, I could have just killed Pert and then it swept already. Even Burn, it still kind of beats everything. Because I can stall out. Oh, well, I have to stall out Peck Setter recovers, but yeah. So he's spamming Scald. I'm just trying to condition him into staying in so I can bring out my Hydreigon. Now, that's what all I was doing at this point. I'm going to go for Will-O-Wisp, and then I think I go for a knockoff here. And then I think I bring out Hydreigon this turn. No, not yet. I'm just trying to condition him a little bit to make him stay in, and then I'll bring in my Hydreigon. Yeah, I go for Protect as he does reveal Bunker there. And then I think here I go Hydreigon. Here I go Hydreigon. As he goes for the recover, which doesn't matter. So I can just spam Earth Power here. Takes out Toxapex and it kills everything else as he goes for recover. Which means that I just can knock him out. Like, he's not doing anything by clicking Earth Power. Like, at this point, it's just cleanup. Honestly, I don't see a way I can lose this game. At this point, I kill Toxapex. And, well, actually, I could. And you'll see later on that I kind of give him a chance. So he knocks me out with Ice Beam. As here, I'm going to go out to my Greninja. Now, this is a little bit questionable. Now, mind you, it was like 1 o'clock at night, like 1:20 in the morning. And I had work the next day. So, like, I was tired as hell. And I usually don't play this early in the week, but I decided to anyway. What I should have done was go into my Greninja here, click U-turn, and then I sweat with U-turn. So that's what I should have done. But instead, I was like, can I just hit some pumps? As I go for Hydro Pump here, connect on the Keldeo. If I missed here, he could have knocked out my Greninja, and then he could have frozen my Muck, and then he could have frozen my Sableye, and then he actually could have won the game. So I definitely should have just U-turned at the end here, but like I was tired, my brain didn't feel like thinking anymore. And I just spammed Hydro. I definitely should have U-turned though. So I connect two pumps on the Keldeo, and then I connect another one on the Greninja. And I lose my Greninja here, and then all I gotta do is not get frozen on my Muck or my Sableye, and I win the game. So I go out to my Sableye first, as he goes for that Specs Ice Beam, does so much, but I do knock out his Greninja, and that is GG to Seager. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.